If you're an Agile coach or a Scrum Master, you may have seen or heard of this book, which is No Rules, which is the story of Netflix and the culture of reinvention. In this video, I'm going to explain why you may not want to take all of the advice in the book. Essentially, the book explains how Netflix has become the monster of an organization that it is. And a lot of other organizations take inspiration from it and try and simply copy and paste what Netflix has done. As someone who's going into an organization, it can be quite easy to read this book and try and implement it. But I think you need to rethink it. The book outlines that essentially that Netflix only hires the top people in their field. They also pay above market value, meaning whatever the market is, Netflix will pay just above that. And essentially, if you're not very good, Netflix will just get rid of you and give you a healthy severance. Now, this works for Netflix because they're in the creative industry. If you're working in the insurance industry, you're probably not going to be able to copy and paste everything that Netflix does. The software engineers, for example, are probably not going to be at the caliber that Netflix can afford, and more importantly, afford to get rid of if they're not up to standard. So although you can take inspiration from these things, it's not as simple as copy and pasting another organization's culture. Another one we'll hear a lot about is the Spotify model. I don't know how many times I've heard this. It's just not a thing. Spotify probably don't even use the Spotify model anymore. It's outdated and it's just not true. If you're a big bank, it's going to be harder to change direction. You're not a music streaming platform based out in the Nordics. Once again, you can take inspiration from these things, but don't try and copy and paste someone else's business onto your own. And if you're an Agile coach or a Scrum Master, yes, of course, if you're a Scrum Master or an Agile coach, you can take and apply some of the practices and the learnings, but simply reading one book and hoping it works is probably not the best approach. So just a short video to warn you that it's a great book, but it's probably not going to apply to you. Take the small bits of inspiration that you can, but don't try and regurgitate a book that doesn't fit the context. If you like this video, there'll be a video in the top left or right hand side with a much more interesting person than me. See you next time.